Hi, my name's Dan, and today we're going to be looking at the terminal and some shortcuts you can type in using your keyboard to move the cursor around a little bit quicker. Hopefully you're all familiar with this, the terminal. If not, you might want to check out my video on terminal basics. And in the terminal you can type in commands like ls tilde to look at your home directory. It's all very basic. You've also got the ability to go back through the list of commands, and you can use the up and down arrows to toggle through the previous commands. So up goes back and down brings you closer to where the last command you ran. You also have the ability to delete. So if you wanted to delete it, then you can use the backspace. So let's just type in ls tilde downloads. Oh, there's permissions. Obviously I've got nothing in my downloads folder. So I've shown you we can press up and down to go through the command histories. We can also use left and right to move the cursor backwards and forwards through the one particular command. So we could type du instead of ls. We can also forward delete by pressing function and backspace. You can also press Ctrl D, that does the same thing. A word of warning about using Ctrl D is if you're in a new terminal and you're on just the command line, then it will log you out. So only use Ctrl D when you're in the middle of a command, or use function backspace. If you've got a full keyboard, then you've probably got a dedicated key that will work. If you want to move all the way to the beginning of a command or all the way to the end, then sometimes these commands can get quite large and it would take a lot of scrolling or a lot of holding down the left or right arrow. What you can do is press Ctrl A to go to the beginning and Ctrl E to go to the end. And so quite a quick little tip. If you want to remove a whole word, so for example, we've got in here downloads. If we want to get rid of the whole thing, we could press backspace, or we could also press Ctrl W, and that will remove a whole word. And that's quite handy if you're running the same command but you want to just delete the arguments. Suppose you typed a command but you can't remember what it was that you did or when it was. You can actually search your history using Ctrl R. And in there you can just type in some words and it will just show you the last command that matches that pattern. So in here you've got download. If I type ls, then it will show me the last command. But what if it wasn't the last command that you wanted? What if it was a previous one that matched the same pattern? Well, you can press Ctrl R again and it will iterate through them. When the screen flashes, that means that's it, there's no more. What if you're in the middle of a command and you decide, actually, you don't want to run that anymore? You can interrupt the session by pressing Ctrl C, and that will cancel. If you're in the middle of a command, it will just remove it. Ctrl C will also kill other commands. So like top. So normally you'd press Q to quit out of it, but Ctrl C also works. Occasionally some applications have stopped you doing that, like Nano or Vim, and you have to use their exit strategy to exit the program. But 9 times out of 10, Ctrl C will kill the program that you're currently running. If you want to clear the whole screen, you can use Ctrl L, and regardless of what you've got on the screen, it will just clear it for you. And I occasionally use it when I record videos because it keeps the focus on the command I'm actually running. If you want to clear the whole line, then Ctrl U, which is similar to Ctrl W. Whereas if you were to do it with Ctrl C, you end up with a new line. One shortcut that really tripped me up when I was back in university was the Ctrl Z. And what that does is if you're in a task or some sort of command that's constantly running, let's type in man bash to see the manual for bash, and what it will do is it will suspend the task, and we can see that, and we can see it by typing jobs. And the easiest way to bring that back is just to type foreground. There's a lot more nuance to it than that. You can type foreground % and then the ID, that, like in this case, the number 1. The chances are you're not going to want to use it very often. You might want to do BG, which is background, and that's run your task in the background, but unless it's some sort of update, again, you're not likely to want to use this. The only reason I'm telling you this is because if you accidentally press it and you see the task suspended, you know how to get it back. If you'd like to know more about this, then check out my book, Tweak Your Mac Terminal, available from Apress. In the book, we start off with the Mac Terminal basics and then go all the way to more advanced topics, as well as being able to test a website on your local machine. It's a very good book for people that are not very technical and want to know more, or people that are trying to become web developers. So check out the book today